Hey guys, okay, so I want to talk about Indiana's slow start to games. It's a recurring theme. They just keep, uh, they just keep getting off to slow starts. So without any more delay, let's get into this. Against Compton State, it wouldn't have taken me longer than 2 minutes to call a timeout. Would have called a timeout, and I would have pulled the starters off. Just did not like what I seen the first 2 minutes, the first 9 minutes for that matter. Even the majority of the first half, Indiana just did not play with enthusiasm, with the exception of Oladupe and Sheehy. I would have set them down for like a minute or something, and they just needed to take it out, start all over, rewind. I mean, it just wasn't, you know. One way I'd combat the slow starts Indiana's been having is I'd start Sheehy and bench Watford. Now, I'm not talking limit Watford in minutes, really. It's just starting the game off with Sheehy. Him and Oladupe, they just get the team energized, and the team as a whole starts raising their level of play, and that's what you want. So, I mean, maybe if he started Sheehy, if Crean started Sheehy, the team would improve and get off to a better start and set the tone for the rest of the game. I would do it. I think Tom Crean did it one time, but I tell you, Sheehy is red hot. The last 3 games, he's averaging 17.3 points a game, and he's shooting 70% from the floor. I mean, he's playing really good. The only thing is, if you inject Sheehy in the lineup, they would lose about 2 rebounds per game. But I'm not talking to just bench Watford the whole game or nothing. But I'm just saying, in that lineup, you'd lose about 2 rebounds per game. So another thing about Watford is he's only shooting 32.6% from the floor. He's just not hitting his shots. I don't know. He just hasn't been on. And a bad thing about that is he has taken more field goal attempts than anybody on the team. So I think if I was Crean, I would lower his shot attempts a little bit. We've got all kinds of other players. I mean, we don't need it just we can split it up more, which we are doing a good job. I mean, we have 5 players averaging double figures. That's amazing. But I'm just saying we should limit Watford and shooting a little bit more. I mean, he's leading the team in field goal attempts, and I'd like to see that go down some. Having Sheehy and Oladipo starting off the game would give us a golden opportunity to start pressing a lot earlier at the start of the game. Just start it off pressing, and I'd like to see the press be a lot more aggressive, and I think that would get us off to a better start. Now the thing is, I think we should play around with what type of presses we should be doing. The other day I said we was doing a 1-2-2. It wasn't a 1-2-2. We're playing a 1-2-1-1 zone press, and I'm just not a big fan of it. I mean, with this team anyway, it just don't seem like it's really good, you know. And I just keep on thinking a 2-1-2 would work pretty good with this team. But you have to remember Pereira's out. And Pereira would help the press out considerably. So, okay, with the press, if we start pressing better, which I believe we will, that will help the transition game out. And I think Indiana is very strong in the transition. So if we press a lot more on trap, and if we're more aggressive with that press, that would help our team play. We'd be more consistent. And then another thing, we need to get Zeller more touches. The first half against Compton State, he shot the ball one time. Count 'em. One time. Not two, not three, but one time. And that's the AP Player of the Year preseason. I don't understand that. But he needs touches. And Halls was the same way. 10 minutes left to go in the game. Halls and Zeller, they didn't have one field goal. So that's 30 minutes in. That's like insanity to me. I don't. That's crazy. But anyway, since we're talking about Zeller, there's one thing that I think he needs to improve. He's shooting 63% from the free throw line. I know he can do better than that. He does get to the foul line often. He draws a lot of fouls, understandably. I mean, somebody as athletic as he is, and he's only shooting 63%. I think he could raise that. Let's say closer to 70, maybe even better than that. I know it's better than 63%, but he does go to the line often. And if you get to the line as much as he does, and you miss that much, that's a lot of points for giving up. And free throw shooting's one of my pet peeves. But with Zeller in the lineup, there's probably no other player in the country that has had an effect on his team more than Zeller. And Zeller, since joining Indiana, Indiana's 35-9. They've only lost 9 games, and that's last year and so far this year. And they haven't lost one this year. And then just overall, Indiana needs to be more consistent. I think they just need to be more consistent. They play great, but almost every game they've played, they've had quite a time. I mean, they had stretches of games where they just didn't play that good at all, and it's mainly in the first half. I think as a coach, I'm not putting down Tom Crean at all. I think Tom Crean's an outstanding coach, but I think as a coach, you have to have them play at the highest level they can, where they can still be consistent. And I think that's something Crean's working on and Indiana's working on, and I think eventually you'll see them become more consistent. Another thing I would do as a coach is I would take, in the springtime, you're going to have teams that will want to slow down the tempo. If I was coaching against Indiana, I would want to slow down the tempo. That'd be the number one thing I'd want to do, probably. And Indiana's best in the transition. I think they're good in half-court offense too. But if I was clean in practice, I'd work on execution in a game that has a slow tempo, and that's no doubt they'll probably work on it. I hope they'll, because you see it almost every March in the tournament. A team like Indiana runs into a team with talent, and they slow down the tempo, and it gives them all kinds of trouble. Well, Indiana against Compton State, they had trouble. They were only up by 9 with like 15 minutes to go in the game. And if they went up against a team with a considerable amount of talent, then they may be in trouble. And then you know how March Madness is. So I think that's something they need to work on. Good things about Indiana: they're number one in offense in the country. They're 11th in defense. Their defense ain't bad. I don't know. It's just driving me nuts. I think they could do a lot better, and they probably will with prayer. Uh, and one of the best statistics I've seen today is they have a point differential of 31.8 points per game, which is outstanding. That statistic makes me smile. I mean, they are completely dominating the teams they face, which is good. Hope I expect Indiana to win big tomorrow, and I'll continue to analyze things and just see what areas I think we need to work on. There's always areas to work on. I mean, I know we haven't lost a game, but there's a lot of stuff they need to improve on.